Hey guys, Darren here with Solstice Meadery. Thank you so much for being patient with me. It has been about 3 weeks since my last video, and the reason for that is because I announced in the last one is I just moved. I bought a house. Yay me. It has been a lot more difficult to get moved and settled into the new house. As you can see, things are a bit weird. I have a TV sitting here in the screenshot. That is most likely going to get mounted somewhere up here in the future. My office is over in that corner. It's just been very weird. I don't think anything is necessarily where it's gonna stay-ish. We'll see. But I have a temporary setup. It's enough for me to go ahead and shoot a video and show you guys what I'm still doing. Just as an update, want to point you over here. Capsicum oil, I don't know if you can see that, but super clear, very beautiful. The pine mint looking good, almost as clear as this capsicum oil, a bit of a darker color due to those red grapes that we used. The banana still has a very thick layer of banana on top, still very moist, no mold, no anything, still very hazy down in here. I did add the honey when I racked it onto this. So this has been back sweetened, and some of that haze is from the honey. It's a honey haze. Can happen sometimes. I may be adding some gypsum or some sparkloid to that to try to clear some of that in the future. Also have the Mead that you can't really see right here, looking beautiful, nice light color, and then of course the spice pear. Got the 5 gallons of Viking's blood over here. It's sitting on the floor. I've got it. I've already racked it once onto some additional cherries and cherry juice. That I'll be racking onto honey next time to back sweeten it, and then I'm going to let it sit for a couple of days. Let it see how it works out. And as long as everything's good to go, no restart to the fermentation, I think that one's going to go ahead and get bottled. It's 5 gallons. I want to try it and see how it works out with the honey versus the tart cherries. I'm super excited about all of these, so we'll see how that works. Today we're doing a Cyser. Oh, you know what? First and foremost, COVID-19. It's out there. Be aware of it. I'm sure you all are. Hey, just be safe. Social distancing, all that good stuff. I've done extra sanitization around here, the whole 9 yards. Me and my family are doing the same, so be safe, take care of you. Enough of that. We're going to do a Cyser today, and that is a mead that is made with apple juice. We are going to go ahead and use Kirkland apple juice. This is literally the ingredients on here are apple juice. We are going to use this. These are 1 gallon jugs. I am probably going to use 1 3/4 jugs for this batch today. I like to make as much as I possibly can when I make it, because you're always going to give up a little bit to the gods, right? When you rack off of the lees, you're always going to lose some, right? Well, that plastic is on there. You're always going to lose some, and every time you rack, you're going to lose a little bit more. And when I'm all done, I still want to have a full gallon of mead left. So there we go. So we're going to get ready. I'm also going to use, 5 gallons or 5 pounds of Kirkland honey. It's a really nice wildflower honey that they have there. It's fantastic. I've used it in several. Does really well. And of course, our champagne yeast goes up to about 18%. I'm going to take a gravity reading on this juice first, just so I know where I'm starting at. I'm pretty sure I'm going to use the full 5 gallons of honey. We'll see. Let me get my hydrometer out here real quick. Let that sit down for a second. Try to anyway. get this using the syringe here. Ooh, yep, that's apple juice. See if it'll float just yet. It does, excellent. Put that back in there. A little hard to read. Wow, this is sitting at a 1060. That's impressive. I was not expecting quite that much. Which tells me that I may not have to use nearly as much honey as I thought. I may be able to keep that a little lower than I expected. That's fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and cap this because what we're going to do first, we'll put that right in front. We'll leave that in there for now. We need to get our boys hydrating. I am going to use, I'm going to use just nothing but apple juice. No water, no nothing. So I'm going to go ahead and pour this into here. And get that soaking again. Make sure my hands are dry. Part of this recipe, while I'm doing this, is we are going to go ahead, as I said, we're going to use the apple juice, which is much sweeter than I expected. We are also going to use 4 Granny Smith apples cut up and mashed, and 4, I believe these are, they're not Red Delicious. Yes, they are Red Delicious apples, also cut up and mashed so that we can get those tannins and a bit more natural apple flavor. I will most likely be putting 4 and 4 in the secondary as well to get that flavor. We're going to go ahead and use what we pulled to hydrate. And they may freak out about that because that's quite a bit of sugar. Set that aside to use on another batch at some point. Now this is at room temperature. It's a little lower than the manufacturer says it should be hydrated at, but that's okay. I don't think it's going to cause a problem. It just may take it a little longer to take off is all. I'm going to get a cutting board out here. Give it a quick dry off and failed to get a knife. I'll be right back. And I'm back. So using one of my crappy knives today. Apologize. I am going to be taking the apples, putting them in a brew bag. So in order to get this strings hanging tight, so I'm going to be getting this into a brew bag so that if the apples disintegrate at all, it won't be such a problem. just gonna let that sit in there for now. Okay, there we go. There is 4 Red Delicious and 4 Granny Smiths cut up and ready to go. They're in there. Now, one thing I'm going to do, as most people do, I'm going to attempt to crush these up, break them up, get them as mashed as possible. I bought this specifically or especially for this purpose. If you have one of the, because I did this with the grapes, if you have one of the ones that has little squigglies and it's got the stick that you push down like this, you're gonna find that it doesn't work. It's gonna beat up your hand. It's gonna hurt real bad. You're not gonna be able to push down as hard as you really need to crush any kind of fruit or grapes if you're using fresh. Thought about freezing these first and then bring them out, but whatever. So I got this. Nice solid grip on the hand. It's slightly angled with your hand so that as you're pressing, you're actually pressing. Your natural tendency is to, your hand's going to be tilted a little bit. And this gives you that natural tilt so that when you're pressing, you're actually pressing flat. We're going to see how it works. I haven't used it yet, but that's what this is. Oh yeah, that works nice. There's not nearly as much pressure on my hand specifically, but I'm not getting to crush those very nicely. Although I just found out you do have to be careful because you can bend. This is bending. I'm actually putting more pressure than it can handle. Interesting. That is unfortunate. Okay. Not as good as I wanted it to be. Would probably work better with something that was already frozen, unfortunately. But it's close enough for government work right now. Checking on our boys over here. Looking good. By the way, you'll notice I've got some beer bottles here that were pop tops. I've been washing them out as I go through them. I'm going to use these to bottle in. They're either Sam Adams or something similar. New Belgium, it's Fat Tire. But they're nice, opaque. They're solid 12-ounce bottles, and these are have been designed to be capped. So, excellent. Using my bottle tree, I figured, what the heck? We'll see how that works out. I am looking for some twine right now. Because again, I'm gonna want to tie this off. Make it easier to get it out of there later. Now I want to tie it off loosely away from the fruit. And the reason I want to do that is I want to give them enough room to kind of float around inside the bag. So that they can be mobile inside there and allow the alcohol as it's forming to get all in between, and I'm going to tie that off. Now, I am going to, for now, rinse this off. I'm going to pull this back out for now. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I want to get at least some of the juice in, get the honey in it, get that stirred up, and then we'll come back and see how much more juice. I'm going to try to use as much of the 2 gallons as I can. But keep in mind, this is a 2-gallon bucket, and that's a lot of apples there. So, not so sure how well that's going to work, but we shall see. You know what I did? You know what I failed to do? My honey is sitting out right here. I did not get it in my hot water. I'm going to have to cut the video. I'll be back in about 15 minutes when that's had time to soak and get warmed up so it poured better. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. I have gone ahead and waited for several minutes. The water is almost lukewarm now. As you can see, I mean, it's flowing, but it's not flowing the greatest. Gonna put some juice in here so we can go ahead and get this final bit of honey out of here. The whole time stirring. We're going to call that done. As we get some more apple juice in here. Sounds great. I can actually hear them. That is awesome. Okay, we're going to go ahead and stick the apples back in there real quick. See how much room we have left once they're in there. Not as much as I was hoping. Let's see. So unfortunately, I don't think I can add a whole lot. We are just right up to about this line here, if you can see that. Unfortunately, I don't think I can really add much more without getting too jiggy with it, but I don't want to lose, or I should say, I want to lose as little as possible. So I'm just going to go ahead and put some more on top. And that's about as far as I want to go. So what? 1.1 gallons. Get that mixed in there. I'm whipping that tip around down there. I'm going to go ahead and get a final, or I should say our official gravity. Yeah. Alright, I quit playing. Let's see what we got. So we have what, 1060 by itself. Now we have holy shit off the charts. So when it's all said and done, it looks like we are at an 1160. 1160. Where is my notepad? I just had it. 1160. Pour that right back in on top. Now the fun part, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna mash these down a little bit. Toss those right in on the side. Let them get down in there. And then we're just gonna give this a bit of a turn and a twirl and a this and that. Just let that get nice and mixed up. And in this particular case, I really wish I had some type of weight that maybe I could put down in there on top of that to keep them submerged. If I can think of something, I might do it. But last but not least, I'm going to go ahead and I'll do this off camera since we're already in the middle of this. I'm going to go ahead and get a lid on this real quick. So that as that CO2 starts to be created, I can get that layer to protect that fruit. But that's it, boys and girls. We are going to go ahead and kill it here. That is a Cyser in there. I may do one thing in the secondary when I put more apples in there. I may go ahead and put some apple pie mix in there, seasoning in a tea bag to essentially make more of a Thanksgiving apple pie kind of flavor going on. I don't know, we'll see. But I'm gonna go ahead and mix up some nutrients off camera and get it in there for you guys. It'll be 2.1 grams now, and 2.1 grams in about 3 or 4 days, and then 2.1 grams about 4 or 5 days later. I'll leave that in there for probably 30 days. We'll come back to it, take a look at it, re-rack it. When we're ready to do that, I'll make another video. As always, hey, by the way, I'm on Twitter now, at Solstice Meadery. Anything I do quick, fast, in a hurry, on the fly, I'm going to announce there. Otherwise, please like, subscribe, share the videos. I really appreciate everyone who's been doing it so far. Thank you so much. Please feel free to engage, ask questions, comments, all that good stuff right below here. All right, you guys have a fantastic weekend, and I will let you guys see what the office looks like, hopefully in the next video, once I get it set up a little better. But as always, if you're going to drink like a warrior, have some mead. You guys take care.